In this video, I'm about to show you 10 US food brands RFK Jr. banned and 5 that are actually safe, starting with number 10, Skittles. Skittles became ground zero in the titanium dioxide debate. In 2022, the European Union banned titanium dioxide as a food additive after the European Food Safety Authority concluded it could no longer be considered safe due to potential genotoxicity concerns. That's serious language. Not maybe, not inconclusive, not safe. And yet for years, Skittles sold in the United States still contained it. It wasn't removed here until lawsuits and public pressure forced reformulation. That's the pattern. Change doesn't come from caution. It comes from headlines. Same company, same candy, different standards. And that tells you this isn't about science. It's about regulation. Number 9. Kellogg's Fruit Loops. Here's one that really made me stop and stare at the label. In Canada, Fruit Loops are colored using natural sources like carrot juice and watermelon extract. In the United States, many varieties still contain synthetic dyes, like red 40, yellow 5, and blue 1. Now here's what Europe does differently. Products containing certain artificial colors require warning labels stating they may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. The United States does not require that. Kellogg's already proved they can make dye-free versions. So why are American families getting the louder chemical version? That's not a supply issue. That's a choice. Number 8. Little Debbie Swiss Rolls. Little Debbie Swiss Rolls contain TBHQ tertiary butylhydroquinone, a petroleum-derived antioxidant used to extend shelf life. The Food and Drug Administration allows it in small amounts. But animal studies have linked high exposure to immune system effects and tumor development. Now, no one expects a Swiss roll to be health food. That's not the point. The point is shelf stability. TBHQ allows products to survive months in warehouses, trucks, and store shelves. That's a logistics solution, not a nutrition one. And when ingredients are chosen for transport durability over simplicity, that tells you where priorities lie. Number 7. Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew used brominated vegetable oil for decades. Let me say that again, decades. Brominated vegetable oil is banned in Europe and Japan. It was used to keep citrus flavor evenly distributed in soda. It wasn't removed in the United States until public petitions gained traction around 2014. Even now, synthetic dyes like yellow 5 and blue 1 remain in the formula. So reform only happens when people push back hard enough. Not before, and that pattern react, don't lead, shows up over and over again. Number 6. Pop-Tarts. Many Pop-Tarts varieties still contain artificial dyes, including red 40 and yellow 6. Europe either restricts or requires warning labels for these additives. And here's the thing, Kellogg's already sells naturally colored versions overseas, so reformulation is possible. They've done it. But here in the United States, bright frosting and longer shelf life win out. When companies reform based on geography instead of principle, that's not innovation. That's compliance only when required. Number 5. Doritos Nacho Cheese. Doritos Nacho Cheese contains synthetic dyes like yellow 5 and yellow 6. Some varieties also use monosodium glutamate for flavor amplification. Now, I'm not anti-chip, let's be real. But when similar products overseas use alternative coloring or cleaner formulations due to stricter additive regulations, it shows the formula can evolve. Companies adapt when regulation demands it. The question is why American shelves are often the last to see that evolution. That's what RFK's movement tapped into, not fear, but inconsistency. Number 4. Lunchables. Lunchables rely heavily on processed meats and sodium. In 2015, the World Health Organization classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning sufficient evidence links regular consumption to colorectal cancer risk. That doesn't mean one pack is dangerous. It means frequent exposure matters. Many Lunchables kits contain processed cheese, refined grains, and preservatives designed for long shelf life. Convenience is the selling point. But convenience often means additives stacking up over time. And when these products are marketed to children, scrutiny naturally follows. Number 3. Hostess Donettes. Hostess donuts contain preservatives such as calcium propionate and emulsifiers designed to keep texture stable during long storage. Before federal trans fat bans, partially hydrogenated oils were common in these types of products. Formulas improved, yes, but the structure remains highly processed dough conditioned chemically to survive distribution at national scale. Europe banned potassium bromate in 1990. The United States still allows it in certain flour applications, though many companies voluntarily phased it out. The system that allowed it, however, moved much slower. That's the regulatory gap RFK highlighted. Number 2. Pillsbury refrigerated dough. Pillsbury refrigerated dough products have historically used dough conditioners like L-cysteine and other elasticity enhancers to standardize mass production. Potassium bromate, banned in the European Union decades ago, was long permitted in U.S. flour processing. While many brands moved away from it voluntarily, the United States never federally banned it the way Europe did. That difference matters. Because when companies reform overseas but wait for domestic pressure at home, it reveals something. Regulation shapes formulas, not ethics. Number 1. Skippy peanut butter. Some Skippy varieties include fully hydrogenated vegetable oils and added sugars to stabilize texture. Natural peanut butter requires stirring. Processed peanut butter doesn't. Why? Emulsifiers and stabilizers. Now, fully hydrogenated oils are not the same as partially hydrogenated oils that contained trans fats, but they're still industrially altered fats designed for shelf stability. When peanuts and salt could do the job, extra ingredients start feeling unnecessary. Convenience again wins, but simplicity loses. And that's the trade-off. RFK's ingredient spotlight forced people to reconsider. Now this is the part most people miss. Not every company waits for regulation. Some actually lead, such as number 5, Dave's Killer Bread. Dave's Killer Bread avoids potassium bromate, artificial preservatives, and synthetic dyes. Many of its products are organic and non-GMO verified. And here's what stood out when I reviewed the ingredient list's transparency. No hidden conditioners, no petroleum-based stabilizers, just whole grains, seeds, yeast, and recognizable components. Scaling nationally without leaning on controversial additives proves something important. Cleaner formulas are possible. They just require intention. Number 4. Applegate Farms. Applegate produces meats without synthetic nitrates or nitrites in many product lines, instead using naturally occurring sources like celery powder. They emphasize antibiotic-free livestock and clear sourcing disclosures. In a category under constant scrutiny, they voluntarily moved toward cleaner curing practices years ago, not because they were forced, because they saw where consumer trust was heading. That's proactive reform. And that deserves recognition. Number 3. Simple Mills. Simple Mills built its brand around avoiding artificial dyes, emulsifiers, and preservatives common in mainstream snack foods. Almond flour replaces enriched, bleached flour in many products. Ingredient lists are short, readable, direct, no synthetic antioxidants, no neon color additives. When I look at their label, I don't feel like I need a chemistry degree to decode it. That shouldn't be revolutionary. But in today's market, it kind of is. Number 2. Chobani. Chobani committed early to removing artificial growth hormones from milk sourcing. They publicly pledged to avoid synthetic preservatives and artificial flavors in core yogurt products. When other companies waited for mandates, Chobani positioned transparency as part of its identity. That's brand leadership. And here's the key difference: they didn't reform after backlash. They built around cleaner standards from the start. That changes the trust equation. Number 1. In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out keeps one of the simplest ingredient profiles in national fast food. Fresh, never frozen beef, potatoes cut in-store, no microwaves, no artificial dyes in shakes, limited menu, controlled supply chain. They prove you can operate at scale without relying heavily on synthetic stabilizers. Simplicity is harder, but it's honest. And when a fast food chain keeps the formula tight instead of complicated, that tells you priorities are aligned differently. RFK didn't invent these ingredient debates. He amplified them. He forced the conversation about why Europe banned certain additives decades ago, while American shelves remained slower to change. But here's the bigger takeaway. Reform is possible. Cleaner formulas already exist. Some brands prove it every day.